So we're going to start having these every Monday night at 7:00. I'll be doing the majority of them, but every once in a while we'll have somebody be taking over. The boot camp, it's going to be a boot camp, and we're going to talk about how to build your business. I just got through building a tool that people can use to be able to calculate what you need to do in order to create your business and get it going. One of the things that we've done is that now we have enough data that we know pretty much the direction we're going with the shares, pretty much the direction we're going with all of that kind of stuff. And I want to help everybody understand a little bit about the comp plan and how it works. Now, it's important to understand that you don't need to know the comp plan to make money. There's lots of people in this industry that I've worked with over the years that have made hundreds of thousands of dollars a year and had no idea how they got paid. So you don't have to. A lot of times when you do, you want to make everybody else know how it works, and actually it creates a paralysis in your business. Anyway, and so the reality is that I'm going to help you understand. I've always been people always ask me this question: how do you make money in our business, and how many hours do I need to spend, and all that kind of stuff. And I've always been a believer. In fact, this is what I teach is it's not about the hours you spend. It's about the activities. And if you do the right activities, those activities will create the results that you're looking for. And I want everybody to get a notepad, or you can actually pull up a Word doc on your computer. I don't care, because I want you to take copious notes. I want you to take some notes. There's a couple of things that I want you to understand. Number one, we're in the business of trying to find the people who are interested in the product that we have. I understand that there's not everybody that wants to be involved in our company and want to use it. And so we're not going to worry about those. We're looking for the low-hanging fruit. We're looking for the people that want to do the business, or not want to do the business, want to use our service. And we're looking for the now people. Okay. Now, who's heard me talk about the now people before? Raise your hand. Anybody? Nobody? Okay. One, two. The now people, it's really simple who the now people are. The now people are the people that want to do it today. The people that when you talk to, they want to sign up today. And I've learned a long time ago that it's the now people that will drive the business. There's a lot of people that will give you, say, well, I'm not ready to do it now, maybe tomorrow or the next day or whatever, next week or next month. Those are the now people then. So as you're building your business, you're focused on two things. You're focusing on activities every day, certain number of activities. And so you need to set goals on the activities I'm going to talk about. And then number two, you're looking for the people that want to do it today. And if you'll keep that in mind when you're building your business, then that way you won't rely on the follow-ups to be your business today. There's always somebody that will join you today. And what I also want you to get out of your mind is free. I want you to quit talking about free, because free will create a facade or a crutch for you, because there's a lot of people that will sign up for free, but they won't use it. And you'll find out that a lot of people sign up, and then you go, well, God, I don't understand why my check's not going up. And that's because you're trying to give it away free. And we don't have anything free other than to sign up. That's the only thing to do is to sign up. Then there's products and things that we have that they buy. So get rid of the word free. Just say it doesn't cost anything. Don't say free. It doesn't cost anything to sign up into our system. But there's certain things that you're going to want to buy once you get in there. Okay, write that down. Okay. Frederick, it looks like you're just like not even, you're just saying, I've heard this before. You already know all this stuff.
No, I'm actually recording it. I'm cheating.
Oh, you're recording. Okay. So that's good. So what you're looking for is you're not giving away our service for free. What you're doing is they can, again, they can get on our service without paying anything, but there's products in there that they'll have to buy in order for it to work. And I know that sounds crazy to some of you, but that's what you've got to do, because they're not going to use it unless you do it. Does anybody have any customers out there that you've said free, they've signed up, and they haven't done anything? They won't call you back. They won't do anything. And that's because you're telling them it's free. They sign up. They go look at it. It's kind of like this. You've got to – this is a business where you actually got to go and create a bond with somebody in a way that you've got to create a webinar type situation. Zoom. Every single one of you on here should have Zoom or something like Zoom. And you should also have it on your phone and on that, so you can do it anywhere and everywhere. And the reason why you want Zoom is because you got to show people how to do it, and then you got to ask them to participate. And that asking to participate isn't just getting them to sign up, it's actually getting them to spend some money. And so you got to demonstrate it to them so they can say, yeah, I want to spend the money. And then you got to ask them to buy. And so those are the things and the things that we're going to talk about as we go through these boot camps every week. And again, I have a little acronym that I always say. It's ask, present, and then ask. Ask, present, ask. APA. And ask means you're going to ask somebody to take a look. And then once they take a look, then you're going to show them with a presentation. And a presentation to me is just demoing the product, showing them on a Zoom or something how it works, because it's visual. Trying to explain it to somebody is going to most people, they just won't use it, or they won't get it. They won't understand it. So you've got to ask people to take a look. You've got to present, and then you've got to ask them to buy. Ask, present, ask. And what you're asking people to do is to take a look at what you have. And it could be a text. It could be a phone call. It could be in person. It could be any of those kinds of things. But you've got to ask people to take a look at what you're doing. I love texting. I love to say, hey, listen, I want to show you something. You got to, what is it? It's visual, 90% visual. I say that more in a day than now than I have in a long time. 90% visual. Once you see it, you'll get it. And why do I want to do that? Because I want them to visually see it. And if they can't do that, then I'll ask a question. I'll say something like this. Hey, if I could show you a way to automate relationships as if they weren't automated, would you be interested? What do they say? That's just a curiosity. You've heard me say this, curiosity kills the cat. So when you create questions that cause curiosity, that they're going, wait. Now, what did you just say? And then you go, well, let me show you. And now is better than later. Okay. So I always ask when someone says, well, yeah, I'll do that. Say, well, do you have a few minutes right now? How long is it going to take? About 10 or 15 minutes, unless you keep me on there longer. Once you see it. And you've got to get your presentation, practice with that, with your computer, with your phone, practice just sending out the swag, going through the process, and show it. Now, when I do a presentation, write this down. Well, I'm going to show you. Let me just show you what I do when I do a presentation. Okay, you ready? Okay, let me go here. Let me go here. And this is what I do. So when I do a presentation, I say, listen, I'm going to show you 3 ways that you can use this. Number 1, it's called the Express Builder. This is a way that you can create packages and do them really quick within 30 to 60 seconds. Then I just show them. I just pop on the card and I just show them. And usually what I'll do is I'll take one of the cards like this one, and I'll show them how I can meet with somebody, and I just go through here. and I save my messages. All my messages over here, I'll save them. So I can just pull one up and show them how it will load in and talk about that. And then I'll say, this isn't brownies, but I can put mug here. So now oops, that's ready to go out. And I just talk a little bit about it, and how, as if I was going to send it. Show them how I can do that, and I can add a logo to it. And I'm on this wrong account because I have all this. I don't like to have all that stuff on there because normally most people don't have all that. But then I'll show it. Then I'll preview it, and I'll just show them how it previews and how it works. So I'll show them the preview and all that kind of stuff, and now they can do that. Then I'll go back, and I'll just do this. This is my presentation. I try to keep it 15 minutes. Then I'll say you can do the same thing with postcards, and I'll say, look, I can send a gift with this. And I go, what kind of gift would you like to send somebody? And I kind of show them that. Then I go through that and show them that. Then I show them, I go over here and I go to this platform and I go, have you ever wanted to send letters? Then I show them the letter platform, and I say you can also send newsletters, flyers, that kind of stuff, and I show them. And then I briefly show them how they can do that. And then I go back to the design studio, and I go, look, here's a design studio. You can go and customize everything you want as you want. And then what I do is what do I do? Then I show them that. Okay, I go to save projects. I say, these are some of the projects that I have. And I go over here and I show them to them. And I go, like, here's some of the cards that I've done in the quick express, and I just show them. And then I go over to the platform, the design studio, and I show them this. And I say, and I talk to them about it, and I a little bit about it, and then I'll show them some of them. So I'll go through here, and I'll work, and I'll say, look, here's this. You'll see that this one is that it's that you're awesome, but look, I personalize it, so it's more personalized. I show them how that works, and so you can make it more personalized. And I go, and then I show them how you can take real estate agents and different things. You can do that and market to people or use it for other things. And I just kind of show it that. I just show them that how they can, whatever their customer prospects and stuff you're going after, there's ways that you can do that and design it. And I show them all that stuff. And I go, and then you can automate it. Yeah, this is the right one because I've got this. So I can go in here and I can show them the automation. So I'll just show them. I'll pull it up and I'll say, look, you can go in here and build campaigns so you can automate it so that you can just click on it. And then I show them, I show them how they can add projects and all this kind of stuff. And then I show them the real cool stuff. And I go, this is the cool thing right here. I go, you know what? I'd pay $1,000 for this, but you don't have to. It's only $500 to $537 for this package. It's called our automated platform. Then I ask questions. I go, Frederick, let me ask you a question. Are you on mute?
I just unmuted.
Okay, I said, what if you're out and about like I am? What if you could just have it so that you just clicked on those campaigns or those campaigns automated and you could just use it from your phone?
That'd be interesting.
What if you could just send, have you ever met with somebody and you wanted to go back and send them a card or a gift or something?
Oh, yeah, many times. And
how many times did you not do it?
Yeah, it never gets done.
Yeah, it's called, it's around to it. You know what I mean? And, right. I used to carry around round to it, and it's when you get around to it. And, but the fact of the matter is you probably won't. Then I just talk about this. And I say, look, here's a cool thing. So what if you, and this is what I love. I click on that. And I go here. What if you could have your birthdays automated so that when you put someone in your phone, automatically it clicks? Boom. $400 to do that. Isn't that cool? What if you could say, nice to meet you? Look, now all of a sudden the price went down. Now watch this. What if I could do this, a follow-up with that? Look. What the company's done is the average person has about 3 to 5 of these. And if you buy 3 of these, it only costs $537 one time to do that. And this also includes customized cards.
Really? Does
People
that
ask,
mean
well, what
the
are customized cards? Then I'll go over here to the platform and I'll say, look, this is a customized card that one of our clients did. And I'll just say, look, see this? Have you ever heard of the Affleck? There's a couple of people they created. That's a customized card that was created, for some Affleck customers. And then I just talk about customization. I says, what they do is they build a package around your card, around your labels, and around your water bottles and all that kind of stuff. So they give a package for each one of those automations. And then I start asking some questions. How would you like to do that? For $500, that's all. So you get your branding and you get your automation. And then that's what I tell them. And I say, just by going this. And you can buy more. I go, here's what I do. I say, once you buy 3, you pick 3, it goes to $179 for all your branding. And I just tell them that I use a lot of design. If I don't have it for my company, which a lot of times I don't because I'm an independent agent, I paid a lot. Usually for a card, I'll pay about $100 for a card, a real nice design card. This $179 covers all the different packages that you have that you can go in there and you can use them. So that's the package there. And then what happens is if you add more, it's only $179 for each design and the automation. Really, really powerful. But I say, I recommend you start here. And so then I ask a question. I say, so on a scale from 1 to 10, write this down because I use it all the time. On the scale from 1 to 10, what's your interest level? They tell me. They'll say, oh, 5 or a 6 or a 7 or an 8 or whatever it is. And then what I say is I say, okay, so whatever the answer, whatever it is, if it's under a 5, I say, it sounds like this isn't for you because I don't want that much work. But if they're a 5 and above, I'll say, what's it going to take? Now listen to what I'm saying. What's it going to take to get you to a 10? And if I ask that question, guess what happens? Anybody guess?
They'll tell you what it'll take.
They'll tell me. I got to talk to my partner. I got to talk to my business. I got to wait until I get paid. I've got to talk to my wife. I got whatever it is.
You uncover the objection.
That's right. And so now I find out what it is that's going to take to get them going. If they say, and they'll tell me, I don't have the money right now. Okay, great. Let's get you started in a smaller package. And then I'll move over to the other one and we can upgrade, do all sorts of stuff over here. And then I'll just tell them, well, let's look at some of these. What about 250? Do you have 250? And I'll say, let's see, at least get you nice to meet you package. I'll set them up here. And if they say, I can't do that right now, then I'll go back and say, well, then let's just go ahead and get you signed up and you start using the product. And then I'll start walking them through signing up the process. And I'll go through and I'll clear my screen out. I'll just go here. I'll clear it out. And then I'll say, okay, let's go ahead and get you started right now. And then what I'll do is I'll sign up for the account, help them sign up right then. I don't wait for them because what happens if I wait for them?
Nothing happens.
They don't do it.
Right. So I'll just go here and sign up. Let's go ahead and get you started, at least using the system. Then I'll help walk them through how to send, and then I'll have them pay some money, and then I'll walk them through doing the first thing. First, I'll say, do you have time to let's get you set up. Do you have time for me to review it? If they say yes, then I'll do it right then. If they say no, then great. If I don't have time to do it, great. I'll say, let's schedule an appointment right now to do another one of these so I can help you send your first package. And that's how you get people to do that. So APA, ask, present, ask. And then some of them will ask you, well, is there money in this? And you go, yes, there is. Are you interested in making money? We have an affiliate program. How does that work? Well, first, let's get you in as a customer. And then we can reschedule that, and I can show you how that works. But what we do is we sign people up at customers. That's driving me nuts. Is it driving you guys nuts? So that's what I do is I'll go ahead and get them signed up, get them going. But my goal is to get at least 3 of these a month, minimum. And why?
Because if you're getting 20 points, will go into the profit share.
Yeah, 20 points. Then what else is that I get automation, so it will create, especially the birthday campaign, it will start creating a residual income effect because they'll start putting people in. That make sense?
Yep.
So that's what I do there. Okay. Is that clear as mud?
That is a great presentation, DeMarr.
Well, that's how I do it. And I kind of keep it the same. And the more you do it, the better you get and the faster you'll get at doing it. But 15, 20 minutes, if I start hitting the 15, 20 minutes, I ask them, and I'll ask them, you want me to cut it off right now? A lot of times they'll say no, keep going because they're interested.
Mm-hmm.
But if they are, I cut it off and then I set an appointment. But I set an appointment right then. And your goal is the next 24 hours. 12 to 24 hours is when you want to set that appointment. In our minds, we're used to these kinds of things. If someone says, if you say, well, when do you want me to call you back? Someone's going to say this. Next week, next month. It's never the next day. And it's not because they don't, it's just because we're trained in our mind to say that. We've been saying that for years and years and years, and so that's what people are going to say. So don't give them the opportunity to say that. Don't say, when do you want to call them back? Say, hey, listen, when can we get together the next 12 hours? Or do you have time right now? So if you can do it now, first ask right now if they can do it. If they can't, then you say, when can we do it in the next 12 hours? And if they say, well, I can't today, say, great, what time do you want to do it tomorrow? Urgency is a key. And if you don't have urgency, and you have a laissez-faire type approach, then that's what's going to happen. You're going to be chasing people. And then I give them 5 chances. After that, I'm done. Then I just start dripping on them with campaigns and loving them into it. And that's how I do it. And that usually works for a lot of people. So that's how I do that. And so when I follow up with people, no, postage is not. The 537 is not, it doesn't have anything to do with postage. The 537 is for automation. It's a one-time cost. It's to set up your cards, your labels, and those things so they're in your system, and the verbiage that you want, 3 of them, and then you still have to pay for the product as it goes out. This is a setup fee. And there's companies that charge a lot more than that for this type of stuff. A ton more than that. And so we're pretty good. I just talked to a company that doesn't do, it's a different kind of a product. They charge $850 for a setup fee for similar type stuff. Not the same type of stuff, but similar type stuff. So we're not talking, this automation is a one-time cost to automate your phone. And when I say automated, it's so you can trigger certain cards and gift to go out from your phone. It's not to move data back and forth or anything like that, right? It's to yes, it's to push a campaign out so it's very easy and it's automated, so you don't have to go into banner season. You don't have to go anywhere. You can just click it from your phone. Or now part of that automation can be, and I don't want to confuse people, but if you've got a CRM that's part of a Zapier connection, or if you've got QuickBooks that's tied in regularly on a regular basis when you do sales, we can tie into that stuff too. It takes a little bit longer to do the process, but we can do that as well. So those are some of the things. I love that bottle, Frederick. Nice looking bottle. Yes. So anyway, so that's kind of how that works. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So anyway, so that's what I do. But now I want to. Does anybody have any questions about that? Let me go to follow up. So once I've showed someone they're interested and they say, well, I need to talk with my wife or I need to talk to my partner, say, great. What time tomorrow do you want me to talk? You should be able to talk to him by tomorrow, right? Most people say yes. There will be 25% say no. My partner's out of town or this, that, and the other. Say, great. When does he get back? Or when does she get back? Real simple. They'll tell you. Say, okay, great. Then let's talk then. And what you're doing is you're just setting time frame. You're not being pushy. You're not being overbearing. You're being bold. And there was a clergyman up in Canada years and years ago, before I was born, that said, be bold and great and mighty forces will come to your aid. And so you want to be bold. You don't want to be overbearing, but you want to be bold. You want to be consistent, and consistently bold is what I call it. And so consistently and you want them to know, you want to create that urgency. You're an urgency to help them. But answer their questions. They have questions, answer them. And if you don't know the answer, bring someone on that does. Now, I want to let you know how this comp plan works. Everybody's in everybody's organization. Everybody. If you've got somebody that's not directly underneath you, they're still in your organization because their volume it goes in the pool and you share in that. So anybody you know, pair up. If you three-way calls are really great. You say, hey, let me get you somebody on. If someone's a real estate agent, hey, you mind if I get a real estate agent that uses this on the phone tomorrow when we're talking, or whatever, and then make sure that you understand and watch the videos. A couple of days ago, I automated somebody, and they were a little bit, and they weren't all the way understanding everything. So I just gave them the Steve Bailey video today, and it cleared everything up. Boom, just like that. They go, I get this. This is cool. And so tomorrow we have an appointment with a company that has 600 salespeople that this person showed, and very excited about it. I am leaning towards the $537 package because it gives the branding, the verbiage, all that kind of stuff goes into those packages so that you're able to put it in there without even thinking. Now, I personally believe that it's real easy to write a message. It doesn't matter. Just make it real simple. Hey, I thought you'd like these. Call me when you get this. I want to make sure you got your gift. Hey, nice to meet you. Hey, I thought you'd enjoy these. Call me. I always send gifts when you can. Now, so there. Anyway, that's kind of that part of it. So any questions on that, the presentation? You ask people through text and everything to take a look. Do you have to tell them what it is? I tell them it's a really cool relationship builder that has automation and personalization. You don't want to say too much. Okay, now some of you may have heard this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. If you've heard it, just be quiet. If you haven't heard it, and I want everybody to take yourself off of speaker when I ask the question, okay? So, or mute, I mean. And so here's the question, okay? Here it is. You ready? Write it down. No, I'm not the question. It's a kind of yeah, it is a question. Here it is. And don't say it out loud if you know the answer, okay? If I gave you $1 million, $1 million, and all you had to do is jump off an airplane without a parachute, would you do it? Is there anybody out there that wouldn't do it? It's okay. Would you do it?
Yeah, the plane's on the ground, right?
Yeah, you're right. So a lot of people, I've done this for years, and a lot of you probably have heard it from me before, but the reality is that people will say, a lot of people say, heck no, I wouldn't do that. And then I say, well, you made a decision without all the information. And the decision you made was not a good one because the airplane's on the ground. When you give out more information than you need to, people will make decisions without all the information that they need. So that's why I keep like questions short, and I don't when someone says, well, what is it? Well, what do we have a tendency to do when they ask you what it is?
Tell everything.
Regurgitate it. I'm sorry, that's the best word I know how to say. You throw it up at them. You tell them everything without visually showing them. And when you do that, you lose a lot of people because they'll make a decision on the things you tell them over the phone without seeing it, visualizing it in their mind. Did anybody, when I showed you some of those packages for brownies and cakes, did those give you some ideas?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when I showed you that Aflac, did that give you some ideas?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Okay, when I showed you those customized cards, did that help you understand a little bit more the kind of thing that they get when they buy that package? But if I didn't tell you that, would you have known that? No. I mean, if I would have just said it verbally, you may not have gotten the visualization of it. So that's what I mean. You've got to make sure that you don't oversell it, or when some people ask you, you don't spill it out there, because they'll say no, because it's like jumping off the airplane without a parachute. They don't know that it's on the ground. So don't do that. So just say as little as possible. I used to always say years ago when I did a lot of trainings, I'd say, the more you say, the less you make. The less you say, the more you make, because your mouth isn't the tool. The demo is. The demo is the number one thing that you want to visualize and show people. And you want to get good at it. And that what you persist in doing becomes easier. You don't feel you're good at it now, that's okay. You'll get good at it the more you do it. Now, I'm going to another section. Okay, so this is my new project. I believe, again, like I said, it's not the hours you put in. It's the number one thing every single day people should be doing if you want to build a business, and that is doing demos. Every day, that's the most important thing you can do every day, is demos. Demonstrating the product. Number one thing, if I had to say, what are the three major things that you have to do? If you had to pick just one of them, you know what I would say? Demo the product. You know what I'd say second?
Demo the product.
Demos.
No, use the product. Demo the product and use the product. So I'm going to give you a little formula that I've used for every time I get involved in a business, I do this, okay? So here's what I do. So this is a calculator. So here's how I can calculate how to make money with this, okay? So I'm going to use $100 because most of the customers I use, when I get them going, you're going to have low averages if you take all your customers and you sign up a bunch of free ones and use that word free, you're going to get low numbers. And so I'm going to use 100 right here. If I want to make $500 a month, and I want my customers to use $100, then I'm going to have to do a lot of demos. Not a lot of demos. I'm going to have to do demos, and I'm going to show them, and I'm going to have them put money in, and I'm going to walk them through sending their first card. So I demo it, then I show them how to use it, then I have them send their first package with it. And I usually like to send a package that spends the money so that they can see and see the value of it. You see, a lot of people, they don't want to spend money. I've had people in my life say, yeah, but I don't want to spend that much. Well, the more you spend, the more comes back to you. Mm-hmm. And it does. Now, but you've got to have some, if you just spend it all the time, you're going to spend it. If you don't have the demoing going on, then you're going to lose money. You got to bring in the demos when you do this. And practice it. Practice with your kids. Practice it with everything. I usually try to practice with my son, Chris, and I try to help him practice when I'm starting something new on something, because he helps me through that. So here you got $100. This is what I'm going to put down as the average person, because I'm going to get them at that level, because I'm going to show them how to use it. If I just sign them up and do nothing with them, then my number is going to be closer to 25. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put what is the share, because I get paid 5% off of my own personal customers. Then I get paid a percentage of the pool if I qualify, which all I have to do is personally have $100 worth of volume. So here I am. The shares last month were $3.65. So if I want to make, I'm going to change this right here, because I'm just do one. If you can't make $500 in 1 month, it's because you're really not doing much. And I don't mean to be bold about it, but I do. So here's what happens. If I'm going to do that at the average, these are the numbers that I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to get 26 users that are using $100 a month. Now, this is residual income. Okay, this is the upfront income. Is I'm going to have to get 26 people to use that. Okay, now how many presentations am I going to have to do?
That depends on how many people and how good you are getting them.
The better I get, the better these ratios are going to change. Now, I can do over 30, but I think anybody with a little bit of practice do that. That means to do that your first 30 days, you're going to have to do about 4 demos a day. Now, to make $500, okay, and I have to do 4 a day, so let's say that it takes me 30 minutes. So that's 2 hours a day, and that's 20 days. How many hours is that?
None of us can
Well,
add it.
2 hours a day for 40
Huh?
for 20 days is 40 hours.
So 40
2
hours.
hours a day is 40 hours.
So 40 hours, right? And I made $500. 40. So how much did I make an hour? $12.50 an hour. Is that pretty good? No.
Not enough, no.
No. But if I do that on
That's
a
just a
monthly
demo
basis,
time.
month in, month out, what happens?
It doubles and triples and
Quadruples and stuff by the end of the year. I've made a lot of money off of that little effort. And remember, they're going to be using $100. So what I need to do is how do I replace that? So in order to make $100, I got to get this many, and so that's and I'm going to have some calculations on this later. But really, I've got to, if I'm going to do 20 or 10%, I got to do 12. But I got to do 4, and everybody on this phone call can get to where they can do 30%. That means out of 10 people that you demo, you're going to get at least 4 of them, or you're going to have to do 4 of these. That means that as you do that, the demo, you're going to get just over, is that right? Just over 1 per day. You can sign up if you do that. If you demo this many people, you're going to start signing people up. How many of those are doing that many demos a day? Raise your hand. You don't have to, but I'll bet that there's not very many of you there that are doing that many a day. Now, I know that they are. There are a few of you that are because I see you signing people up. But the question is, are you signing them up and they're using it? Okay, so demo.
I get it.
3 most important words. In fact, I want you to get a 3x5 card, and I want you to write this down. Every $500 I make means that I'm going to have to do 4 demos during that period. Now, I can break this up. If I want to say in 3 months I want to be making that much money, I'll just change this 3. I want to make that in 3 months. And then these are your numbers over here. Oops, right here. Sorry, I screwed up. So if I want to take 3 months, I'm going to have to do 1 day, 1.5 a day. So start playing with these numbers. Really going to focus. 80% of my time is going to be with the people that have the same like-minded goals as me. 20% of my time are going to be with people that don't have the same goal or like-mindedness as me. I learned that from an old network marketing guy. He used to always say 20% of your time goes to people that have the same goals. This is how many I have to do if I want to do it all by myself. If I want to do it with my teammates at the 30%, I have to, each of them have to do this. There has to be 11 presentations a day. Now, why is there more if I've got people? Because I make more on the less on the matches, but I got more leverage with those people. Does that make sense?
mm-hmm.
Are you understanding that? Does this look hard?
No, is this, DeMarr, is this taken in the 5%? Is that calculated in there?
Yeah, this you don't get the 5% on because you're talking about reps.
Right.
This does. This takes in the 5%.
Okay.
So can somebody make $5,000 a month in 3 months by doing this? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'll give you a little secret. If you get 3 customers and then find 3 referral partners that want to do the business and you help them get 3, and then you help them get 3, you can put this number right here. And in 30 days, you can make 10 grand.
Wow.
If you get 3 customers that pay this money right here, then you find 3 people to do the same thing and help them get 3 to that same thing, and then you've made these numbers. Because what you've got is you've got 40 people. And if they all get 3 of those, then you've made you can make 10 grand by doing that. Trust me, I've done the math. If you want me to go through it, I will. Not tonight, though. If you want to privately show that. This is what I've done all my life when I've done businesses like this. You know, I've always said, okay, if it's up to me, if it's to be, it's up to me. So I always have to start. You know, in network marketing, you've seen a lot of circles. I don't draw circles. But here's what I've learned. The first circle, if I'm going to draw a circle, the first circle starts with me. Doesn't start with anybody else but me. So I have to get the ball rolling. And then what happens is that I set goals, and I've done this forever. What I do is I start getting my calculator out on my phone or whatever. I start calculating. So I go, okay, what do I have to do to make my first $1,000? Well, I've got to have 51 customers in order for me to make my first $1,000. Okay, that buy this. So to make $1,000, I have to do this. I have to have this many users. And then how many do I have to do? I have to do 8. Well, if I do this, if I've got people to work with, then I start this. I'm going to make this so that's changeable. So you can adjust that so you can see what your numbers are. And your goal is, but I'll tell you what your goal is your minimum goal should always be 3 demonstrations every day that you're going to build your business. 3 demos every day, and then teach everybody else to do the same. Then you always have activities every single day. And how long does that take you? Did I mention anything about hours in any of this?
Mm-mm.
It's all about the activities. So I'm going to do a little bit of tweaking. You're not going to get this tomorrow. I can see a couple of things that I've got to adjust a little bit on this. Anyway, so does everybody understand what I just said? If you don't, it's okay. And you can say, I don't understand.
Oh,
What I want you to do is I want you to think about what I've said, and now I want you to ask me questions. Or do you not have any?
Oh, I do.
You answered my question. So
What was it?
that was where the 5% was, which you addressed.
Okay, good. Who else? Anybody else?
I just go over to 10, 20, and 30%. That's, you want us all to be at the 30% that after practice and doing 3 demos per day minimum, will eventually be good enough to be at the 30% level.
You'll probably be a lot better than 30%. You'll probably be more close to 50 and 60%. But I just use that just in case people are like me. I'm a slow learner. And so it takes me a while to get my numbers up, the ratios up. So I would just say 30%, but you're probably going to be a lot higher than that. And if you are, but I don't want to sugarcoat anything. I don't want to say, you know what, this is so easy, because it's not easy. Anytime you're creating a residual effect, it's not easy. And that's the kind of money that we're talking about. And every company, in order for you to start succeeding, they have an upfront. The only thing that we've done is our upfront commission is based on automation. And I'm telling you, if you start putting that, if you don't have automation, then you need to get it, because you're not going to be able to sell something that you don't have. You just won't. And you won't believe it until you start using it. Is there anybody on the phone that can testify to that?
Me.
Who's me? I can't see.
Right here. It's just it's hard to explain it because you can't explain it without understanding how it works. How it's working for you. And if it's not working, then it's hard to talk about it because you don't want to tell somebody about something that doesn't work.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. Do you know how to automate and that kind of stuff? Have you ever worked on the internet stuff before? You can figure all this out yourself?
I have done a Zapier.
Okay,
Zap.
right. Was it easier when the team did it?
I know how to do this.
No, not the first time. No.
Frederick, did you say?
It's much easier to have somebody else.
It's still important for me to get it done through the system and through the company, because then I can actually show it.
Yeah, you can show it. Now, there's a couple of things. I can do a Zap. Right now, any of you want to do it, I can just do a Zap, because I learned how to do it. It took me 3 days to figure it out because I'm a slow learner. You know what I mean? But I figured it out. I watched all the Googles. I watched everything. I went and played around with it, did all that kind of stuff, and I figured it out. I get mad. I think I threw my computer twice, my laptop twice, my phone 3 times. I can't remember. Called Chris 50 times saying, why isn't this working, all that kind of stuff. But I wanted to figure it out so that I could kind of help, build something. And so I did. I can do it. I can do it right now. I can do it with not with my eyes closed, but I can do it. I know how to use a Zap. I know how to do all that. The problem is I don't want to be doing it for everybody else. That's one thing. And number 2, because I want to create residual income. I did that in another company. I became the person that did it all. And then I ended up having to hire my daughters, and my daughters got married. And then I had to try to find someone else, and then all that kind of stuff. But what we've done is that corporate is we bought the highest level of Zapier you can get. And if we run out of space on there, we'll buy another license of that, same price. And what it's done is so that all the Zaps are underneath Banner Seasons so that they can be managed by the team. And if there's a problem, if you're having something, they can go in. Like somebody had a problem the other day. They were with one of the Zaps or something, and they went in. Usually it's user challenges that they just didn't know how to do something. But it makes it easy for them to go in and look at your stuff without having to get usernames and passwords and stuff, and they get it done. I think that everyone that comes in now, they usually do it that same day. They can get all the automation. On the cards, on the designing of the cards, I'm very good at designing cards. You can see, look, I'm good at plagiarism. So here I am taking a card that I found. It was actually an image, and look, I'm building this. I love this card, and I'm going to build it, and it will be one of my custom cards personally, because sometimes at night when I don't have anything to do, that's what I do. I can do this stuff, but I'm not going to do it for everybody because there's only a small percentage that will do this. So you got to get them on something they'll do. So 3 cards and 3 automations on their phone is killer. Now, is there something outside of that space? Yeah, there's a lot of different automations. And as you come along those, you'll find out. One of the things we've worked out, Debbie, is Debbie on this call or is she asleep?
Debbie's on here.
Okay,
Debbie Snyder?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there you are. I got the answer to your thing. So we've got some pricing on large groups. And I'll tell you later. Okay.
Boom.
Because we got some people that are working with some big brokerages and brokers and real estate and other kinds of stuff. So we'll work on different things, because if it's the same thing and all they have to do on the cards is just load the same cards into stuff, then we can discount some of that. But it's on an individual basis, and it's got to be large numbers. Can't be 1 or 2. So we'll do all that. So there's a lot of things that we can do, and that's all commissionable stuff. Whatever we do, we create a commission out of it, and it goes into the pool, and it also pays matching bonuses, and you get the bonuses that go along with that volume. So any other questions on what we're doing?
I have a question, Mark.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Susie.
Wait, let me see if I can see you.
And now I've got myself blocked because I
knew that, because it's probably late there and you don't want.
Well, I'm out of the shower and I have scary shower heads, so that's bad.
Okay.
Anyway, it's scary. So I have the Contact Butler, and I went in and created my cards and saved them. So I need to contact probably Chris.
Not Contact Butler. You mean Automation Butler?
Automation Butler. Yes, sorry, the Automation Butler. So I need to get those loaded in, and that's something that they can do for me.
Yeah, just give them to him. He'll load them in tomorrow, or I give them to me. I'll load them in. That's not a big deal. Yeah, I can help. Wait, no, don't give them to me. I don't want to do it. Give them to Chris. He'll do them.
Okay, I'll give them to Chris tomorrow. Chris is a rock star, by the way.
He does he's a good man.
Well, he is, and he's patient because I am a technological, dropout, I guess. So I'll get that done tomorrow. And then a question, for example, Debbie was talking about like maybe working with a big brokerage, and so there's a little bit of leeway. For example, I'm thinking, say the broker would be willing to say, I'll pay for 1 automation for the 20 people that I have. And that could be worked out, possibly a group deal. Yeah,
that's individual. One of the things that they might do is to say, okay, they might have, we don't want to handle that kind of a thing. We'll just, if they want to do that, then they'll just pay for it, and then they'll get it from the agents.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I work it.
But I'm thinking if something like that, and then the agents have at least 1 automation, and they see how easy it is, they might be prompted to get more automations. Right.
Yeah, if they've got 1, and if they're going to do one, I'd either do it a nice to meet you, or follow up, or a birthday campaign.
Yeah.
The campaigns are really, really powerful.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
DeMarr, what about the $9.99 charge for the design studio? Is that commissionable or no?
For the design studio, yes, it's all commissionable.
Okay, great. Can you explain the different levels and how impact your volume?
Can I do what?
The levels, the different team levels and the matching?
Yeah, here's what I tell everybody. In any network marketing, after your third level, you really don't have any control over anything there. So I've always built my business in my first three levels. That's where I've always focused my energy because, first of all, your first level, you only need $300 worth of volume to release the second level. Second level, you only need $900, and then the third level, you only need $2,700. And so I've always gone wide, not deep. And so what I do is I focus on those and make sure I'm qualified there. I don't worry about qualifying on any other level because in those three levels, you can actually make just money just focused on that. Your first three levels, if you do it right, you focus on the three, you'll get three. And you keep that three. When I'm interviewing someone to be a referral partner now, I just say, listen, I say, if you want to do that, first thing we got to see is if you can find anybody else who's going to buy the package, because it's not any good to become a referral partner unless you can refer people and get people to take a look at it and stuff like that with my help. If you get me in front of people, I'll help you. So start referring people and I'll help you. But I'm not going to sign you up and give you the link until I know that you can do it first. I'm really strong about that now because I don't want to bring in dead wood. Does that make sense? I don't want someone as a referral partner because now they're a referral partner for a year until it X them out when they don't renew. Okay. And I don't want them to muddy the water of what I'm doing by saying I tried it, it didn't work, and they tell other people about that. Okay. I don't want that. What I want, and also I want our numbers to show that people are coming in that are making money. It doesn't matter. I refer you. A match share and your share is the same. The only difference is that you're going to, and I lose 5% if they come in and they don't do anything. That's their, you know what I mean? I don't make that, they do. Because that customer, they become a customer and make 5%, they become a referral partner and don't do anything. Okay, their customers that they used to link are now their customers. If they only get 2, I don't get paid that 5% on them. Does that make sense?
So you only get 5% on what on your first level?
Yeah. So here's the thing: if I have someone that doesn't qualify, I don't get paid on somebody on my first level that doesn't qualify. I can't match them. They have to get $100 worth of volume. I have to get 40 shares. Now we did that on purpose so that you won't just sign up people that fog a mirror.
Gotcha.
You see what I mean? Because we don't, the industry is full of people doing that. We don't want to be that. We don't want to be those companies. We want to be the companies that have people that make money. So anyway, that's that.
Okay, thank you. That makes sense.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, so anyway, if you want to build a strong business, did anybody read that post that I did about my friend Michael,
Yes.
who caught fish?
Yes.
Okay, who can kind of tell me what happened?
That you were fishing and you were catching fish one right after another, and he kept asking you what he.
No, it wasn't me. It was him. It was my friend that actually was fishing.
Okay, and said, well, you need to use like the red minnow or something.
The red minnow, yeah.
He said, no, I'm going to try something else, and then he changed positions, and then anyway, he wasn't listening. The guy kept saying, you need to try the red minnow, the red minnow, the red minnow. And this other guy keeps catching fish, and the other guy catches 0 because he doesn't listen and follow instructions. He's not teachable, I guess.
Well, he kept saying, hey, you can use some of mine. No, that's okay. That's okay.
No.
Yeah, no, I got some other ideas. He started using something, never caught a thing. And then he was leaving. He had a whole bunch of those red minnows that he was going to give him. Says, you can have them. And he goes, oh, no, I'm going to try my own stuff.
My own stuff, yeah.
Don't be that guy. I think his guy's name was Chuck or something like that. And don't be that person, because I'm telling you, I built businesses like this before. and I know how to build it. And I'm not saying I know everything, but I know this. I know there's more people that want automation than not. I know when you use the word free and you don't follow up with that person, that's exactly what you're going to get is free, and they're not going to spend any money. I know that if you don't demo people on this stuff, it doesn't matter how hard you try, you've got it. Even if you're doing online stuff. I was at an event the other day, and one of the top LinkedIn people in the country, he gets up on stage, and I've seen all these internet marketers and stuff, and there's some great ones out there. And he was talking about LinkedIn, and first thing he said was, listen, all this online stuff is incredible, but if you don't take it offline, you won't make the money that you want to make. He goes, now I don't, because I do it in a mass way, and I've got a lot of people that buy my stuff, and so I make money off of that as well. But if I was just a regular person starting out, you've got to take it, once you go online, you got to take it offline. And our offline is the demo. So what is the most important thing you should be doing every day?
Demo.
What's the second most important thing?
Use the product.
Right.
The product.
Right. So now here's one of my things that I've always, even when I didn't have any money, okay, I bought the package that my leaders taught me to buy. And sometimes I had to borrow the money to do it. I'm not advocating borrowing because I don't think that's a good thing to do, but maybe just kind of see if someone will help you out if they can. The second thing is that I always knew that I had to spend money on the product. $200 to $300 was a minimum I was going to spend, whether I was going to make money or not, because I knew I had to spend that much money every month at least. And then once my income got over $3,000, then it was 10% of everything while I'm in build mode until I get my residual up to the level of where I wanted to be. I always took 10% and put it into the system, or that's the money I was going to spend. 10%. If I was making $10,000, how much would I spend a month?
1,000.
While I was in build mode, 10%. That was my advertising, and I did that all the time religiously. I budget. You know what I mean? Mugging's great. It's $15. And if all you have is a budget of $200 or $300, then I would do more brownies and cake bars. Those are the kinds of things that I would do. Popcorn, caramel corn. I don't know if you saw that in the Express. You can do caramel corn, and they're going to add more of that too. I know they've got some gluten-free things coming. I don't think I've ever eaten anything gluten-free in my life, and I know that I should, but I never have because, I just don't. I'm hoping that they put some Crisco in there so I can start selling Crisco to people. If I don't have enough grease in my diet, you know what I mean, then I can send it to someone, hey, you need a little bit more lubrication in your joints. Anyway, I'm just kidding. But anyway, but the point is that you've got to spend money to make money. You just have to. Now, if you don't, there are a few tricks that I've done. Okay, and I'm just gonna tell you I've done them because there's times that I haven't had money. One of the things I do is make sure that you buy the automated. It's not going to help me one bit for you to buy it if you don't use it, but you got to buy it. Okay, because it's going to make a difference in your business. Okay, take pictures. I still take pictures of the products and I show them. When I'm going through on the phone, I say, look, I'm putting your address in here, putting everything in here. Oh, watch. I'm going to see where it says add and remove tag. I click on that and I add the tag, and then I go and then I says, you're going to get that. Here, let me show you what you're going to get. And I pull up my images on my phone and I show them the cake bars or brownies, and then I show them the card, the front of the card. And I say, you're going to have to get it in order to see what I said. And I'll show them that because they go, wow, what I'm trying to do is this is my job. This is what I do. And so I'm trying to get people to entice them to see it. Now, if they don't, they're not going to get it. They're going to glaze over their eyes, and I'm going to leave them alone. I'm not going to bug them. If they don't get it, they don't get it. And hopefully they'll get it when they get my stuff, and that's kind of the way that it works. I had a guy call me today that I sent something about 5 months ago to him, Destin, Florida. and it's a friend of mine from years ago, and Destin, Florida. You know, he just barely called me back. Barely called me back, and I've called him several times. He didn't pass my 5 contact things, and you know why he called me back today? I mean, what I mean by 5. Let me. Sometimes sometimes my brain thinks faster than my mouth, and I don't. I've been told that I don't complete what's in my head, and so I'm going to say it again. I have a 5 follow-up with people. I follow up with them 5 times. And the 5th time, if they don't respond, I just put them on a campaign or something like that. I don't call them back. And so I did that. I dripped on several campaigns and stuff like that. And he finally called me. Now, he's one of the top real estate agents in Destin, Florida. And he comes out fishing with me and all this kind of stuff. Well, he just signed up with Keller Williams. And I sent him a pack of brownies, and I didn't even know he was Keller Williams. And it had a Linda or something, Jane or somebody on there, and it wasn't a real person, but I just showed him what they could do on some brownies. And he called me up and he goes, "Hey, I got those. It really makes sense. I'm now with Keller Williams. Can you do a webinar? Fly out here." And I go, "I won't fly out, but I can do a webinar for your team." And they have like 400 agents in their office or something like that work out of that office. So every time you sign someone up, guess what I get?
A text.
The same thing you get.
Okay.
So, and I see who's signing everybody up. I know who's busy and who's not. I know who's been naughty or nice. You know what I mean? And all that kind of stuff. But I see that. So I know who's working and who's not. I can tell. Anyway, does that make sense? Anybody have any other questions?
I have a question for you, DeMarr. Let's see if you can see that. What I have is 5 automations there. Of course, 3 of them are not activated right now. You were talking about that. But 2 of them are customer new join and referral partner new join. And I was thinking about, pulling the trigger where it's you guys are doing the cards for that, for the customer and the referral partner. And maybe put together like a quick start guide that's put together professionally by the company. I'll pay for that. And then whenever the trigger of someone joining my team, it automatically generates and sends out the card. So I don't even have to say yes. I'll know I want them to get that quick start guide or something like that.
It's a great idea. Put that into the chat and I'll talk to Justin tomorrow. I've made mental notes on it. And I've also had a couple other people ask that kind of stuff. So that's on the board, but still put that chat in there on the chat.
Will do.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Take a picture of that and send it and explain what you want.
Okay. Sounds great.
Okay. Anybody else?
I did something similar to that. And I just took one of your WOW card from and said, whatever it says, the green one, just wrote a message inside about here's the next step. It's time to automate. It's time to load your mailer meter and call me when you start so we can get started.
That's great. Now you know what's going to happen.
They're going to call me.
No, what's going to happen is everybody on this call is going to text you and email you and say, "Hey, can I get that?" Which is fine.
That's okay. I'll be happy to share.
I know you will, and we don't mind that either. If you do that, I do.
Yes, it's a great, and it works. It works great with the automation. When they sign up, it just goes out.
Right. When I sign someone on automation now, I send the Steve video. Justin's doing one. I just talked to him today. He's putting one together that's a little shorter and a little easy that you can use for a presentation as well.
That's good.
But again, don't rely on that. You might get it to intrigue somebody, but remember the demo is where you're going to get them to really buy it. So Wednesday, we're also going to have for those, it's a product one. So anybody that wants, it's going to be product. And then we're going to talk about all the different things you can do with the system. And we're going to do some demos and stuff like that.
What time on Wednesday?
Wednesday is going to be Wednesday at noon.
Wednesday noon?
Yeah.
Mountain time noon?
Mountain time.
Mountain time noon.
That'd be 2:00 us, Geraldine.
For referral partners or for anybody?
What? It's for anybody. And then Justin's going to start doing videos on a weekly basis on different things on the video. We're done. I'm going to call it a day.
Thank you,
Thank you,
DeMarr.
DeMarr.
Thank you, DeMarr.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good
Merry
night.
Christmas.
Bye, everyone.
Night.
Bye, everyone.
Bye now.
Bye.